So I've got a straw. The straw here I have is a paper one. Just found it sort of lying around. If you don't have a paper one, it doesn't matter. Plastic is fine, as long as you make sure you recycle or keep it for a long time. You also need a piece of card. A4 is best. I've got this old file of facts that I stole from my wife's folder, and you can steal from your parents. That's absolutely fine. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut some lines into this to make our hoops. And the final thing, this is a really simple make, is we're going to use double-sided, well, I'm going to use double-sided sticky tape. You can use sticky tape, masking tape, anything you have, right? Just, we need to be able to stick our hoops to our straw. Right, are we ready? So, first thing we're going to do is we need to make some strips. About 3 centimeters. I would say just go with the sort of width of a ruler. Bit like that. And make 2 strips to begin with. And one's going to be roughly half the size. It doesn't mean exactly. Start by cutting these strips. Well, it doesn't have to be too careful. And you don't have to worry about the width until later on when you do more experiments on these. So I've got one long one. We're going to do 1/2 length one. So we have one, we're going to make essentially one big hoop and one little hoop. So a little hoop will look like that. See that? And a big hoop like this. So, taking my double-sided tape, I'm going to use 2 for safety. And I'm going to stick this hoop together by wrapping it around. The good thing about these double-sided sticky tabs is then I can take off the top of these tabs in order to stick them to my straw. Do the same for the small one. I might just use one for this one, actually. Waste not, what not, I always say, as a good scientist. Good. Then one of your hoops goes on one side, like so. You see that? And your other hoop goes on the other side. And you've got a hoop glider. So, if you find that your hoops aren't sticking on very well, what you can do is you can put another layer of tape over the straw. Hopefully, that should allow it to stick on much better. Now, big yes if you think I should throw my hoop glider this way. And a big no if you think I should throw my hoop glider this way with the big hoop first. Small hoop does go first. The reason being is that you set up a much more stable flight with the air that's traveling around the big hoop and the small hoop. Now, in future sessions, I'm going to have a proper video of this that I'll show you. But for now, let's give it a throw. You guys will see my studio very quickly. Look, there it is. Give it a throw and see what happens. Whee! You can just about see it in the background. So, guys, if you make your own, we have questions for you to experiment, because you don't have to use just 2 hoops. You can use 3 or 4 or even 5 hoops if you want it. And you can change the way they're orientated. So you can have the hoop, one hoop aligned with the other one, or one hoop the opposite way to the other one, or hoops on the side, whatever you want. Now, we would like you to test this using the following questions. So, number 1, does where the hoops are placed on the straw affect its flight distance? So, will the hoops, if the hoops are on the middle of the straw or on the ends of the straws, will that make a difference? Does the length of straw affect the flight? So that means you can cut the straws to make them shorter, or stick them together to make them longer and see which flies better. Do more hoops help the glider fly better? And that means you can add like up to 5 hoops depending on the size of your straw, and then what size as well, and see which flies better. And the final question we'd like you to answer is, do the hoops have to be lined up? Like I was saying, you don't have to line them up when you put the hoop glider together, but will it fly better if they are lined up? Or can you make it fly in a cool way if they're not lined up?